Funny thing you said that, Scott. Were you listening to our meeting earlier? We are going to handpick a very special person that trades Bitcoin to do the Bitcoin report. If you guys would actually log in and read the Bitcoin report, how many people would do it before we invest in that? Even after Bitcoin crashes 90%, you'll still log into it? Noah, you can tell beginners, they're in love when they're making money. That thing is just, the carrot in front of the horse, that Bitcoin. So what do you say to...
Well, here's the way I'd put it. I heard two derelicts talking about it today while I was sitting at lunch at a restaurant. And a week or two ago, I was at a football game, and a drunk guy in the tailgate lot came up and asked me about Bitcoin. Those, to me, are signs of a short-term frenzy. Everybody's talking about it. I mean, I keep reading about people like selling their homes and stuff to, cashing out home equity to buy Bitcoin. Yeah, it's fine as long as you're willing to kiss the money goodbye. I think it's not. I don't think it's going away, but I like the tried and true.
All I can say, guys, if you're a trader and not an investor, the number one difference between a trader and an investor, a trader has already taken his profit on Bitcoin and left a little bit in there. I'm just telling you from what I do. Because if you've doubled your money, you shouldn't have your original investment in there. If you're up 1,000% return, and what is it, up 6,000% in a year? You should have more than your original investment out of there. You should have bought your Harley Davidson like Hector did with it. And you should be spending those profits and leaving very little in there and hoping it sticks around and keeps growing. Because a trader has a stop loss and exit point, and in something like this, they've already exited a lot of their position. You paid for your honeymoon with Bitcoin? Wow. What do you love more, your spouse or Bitcoin? Don't answer that here. But that's truly, guys, why do I say that? Not because I read it in a book, okay? Not because my mentors told me that. Because back in 1998, I bought a company called Qualcomm, QCOM, and Cisco, and AOL. And funny thing is I had no clue what these companies did. I actually bought the wrong Cisco. I bought SYS, not CSCO. And it was doing good, but everybody's like, did you see the 50-point move today? And I'm like, no, it was a 2-point move. And then I realized it was the wrong Cisco. Like I said, I don't know anything and I could prove it. But I thought Intel and Microsoft were the same companies owned by Bill Gates. No, they're two different companies. But I was buying those companies and I was making so much money. I was a genius. As long as I didn't open my mouth, I was a genius. I was making tons. Do you know Qualcomm moved 400 points in 1 week? Yeah, I bought the food company, Sanjay. Yeah, not the internet company. But you know what? So many people were making that mistake, it was helping the food company. That stock was going up. You know, a lot of people bought Best Buy. They put in too many B's, and they bought Bed Bath & Beyond, and they were actually meant to do Best Buy, so it helped out Bed Bath & Beyond. So, you know, if you want your stock to go up, I would, if I had a stock symbol, Noah, you know what it would be? APPL. Because Apple's AAPL.
Just in case.
And everybody thinks it's APPL when they start, right? So, yeah, you just copy another symbol and you get all the amateurs that, like right now, if you want a good stock symbol, BITC. BITC would rock just because people would actually think that's a symbol for Bitcoin. So here's what happened. My experience was it went up 400 points. I had some shares. I'm not going to tell you how many, but I was considered myself, wow, that was a lot of money in 1 week. The very next week, you know what Qualcomm did? We're talking late 90s, 2000. No, it didn't drop. It went up another 300 points. And guess what I said to myself? I'm a genius. I'm so glad I didn't get out. I'm so glad I waited. I'm so glad I didn't use that thing called a stop loss because I'd have been stopped out. So I wasn't going to use an exit. I said, boy, a year from now, if this keeps happening every week, even if it does half of what it's doing, I'm going to be a multi-millionaire. And in fact, I'm not even going to come to work tomorrow. So I started just, I don't know, put blinders on. And then fast forward 9 months later. You guys ever seen Wolf of Wall Street? Now, I was young in those days. I was young in the days when this was happening, the .com thing. I was kind of living like that, not with the drugs. Not with the drugs, that's not me. But I was having fun. I was having a lot of fun. You know, cars, motorcycles, scuba diving, traveling, renting sports cars and racing my friends to Vegas and paying tickets on the way out there. Who cares? You know? And just, who cares? Going to have a jet someday. Cops will never be able to catch me. I was really having fun. And then guess what happened? About a year later, not even a year later, everything dropped 90%. Everything, not just one stock, everything. And I kept buying on the dips, just like Greg was telling you not to do. And I was back to the old person I used to be. The guy that was back to the 9 to 5 going, wow. But it was fun. I got to do that for a good year and a half, and I had a good time doing it. I didn't deserve all that fun. I didn't deserve all that money. I was dumb. I didn't have an education. And guys, I was like a deer. I was shocked. I was like, oh, the party's over. And I still held some stocks, and they slowly went bankrupt. And then I said, you know what? What an experience. What a story I can tell people. And I've got you as a crowd to tell to. And I've got you as a crowd that I can teach. Do not make that same mistake. Because if you're in Bitcoin and you feel it, you have that Wolf on Wall Street feeling right now. You got that boiler room feeling. You have that motivation. Keep that motivation. Keep that fire alive. Don't put it out by not exiting. Be blessed every day that you wake up and you have the money. Take the profit and spend it.